Hey, it's Kyle here, and today I'll be reviewing In Cold Blood by Truman Capote, a truly classic work of nonfiction. I recently reread this book for the first time, actually in a few years, so that is something I do a review on this channel. This book really helped establish, in a lot of ways, and popularize the nonfiction true crime genre. So if you're not familiar with In Cold Blood and Truman Capote, basically the book explores the murdering of a family in a small town in Kansas in the late 1950s. At this point, Truman Capote was already a famous author and celebrity in New York, and he basically heard about this event when it happened and went out to Kansas to kind of learn more about it and eventually write this book. My always little favorite factoid about this book, and the dedication of the book mentions this a little bit. Truman Capote's one of his closest friends was Harper Lee, who's famous for writing To Kill a Mockingbird, and she actually helped edit this book and do a lot of the research and help put it together. So not only did she write To Kill a Mockingbird, but she also helped put together perhaps the most famous and well-regarded work in true crime. I should say, when this book was being done, she wasn't famous yet. To Kill a Mockingbird hadn't came out yet. But basically what I enjoy about this book is I'm not really a true crime person. But this book does not really explore the mystery behind the murder. Instead, it really focuses on two aspects of the crime. One, how does a horrendous act like this impact a community, the people that know it? Because this is a very small town, and it is a brutal crime. Basically, you have this well-regarded family, and then one day people kind of go to visit the house and they discover the entire family was just brutally murdered the night before. And there doesn't seem to be any motivation. It seems like something that randomly happened. Why did this happen? So the book really explores like how it impacts people that were very close to them, people that were casual acquaintances, how it impacted the community in general. And for a while, when people in the community didn't know who committed the crime, how they began to suspect each other. And this town, but before, where everybody just trusted everybody completely, by the time this was over, that fabric of the town had just been destroyed. And how people, that were friends, who had relationships with them, their lives were never the same after the event. And exploring how it impacted different people differently was utterly fascinating. This book also explores the mentality of the two individuals who committed this crime. Now, I should say this book is not a mystery book. Very early on in the book, the author lays out, here are the two individuals that committed the crime. This is not a spoiler. It mentions this on the back of the book. They eventually were caught and brought to trial. So it was a mystery for people in town for a while before these individuals were caught. But this book is kind of written after the fact. So early on, while you're going back and forth between what the town is going through, you're also following these two individuals as they're on the run and what their mentalities were. And basically taking a look at these two kind of just generic individuals who clearly have a very evil streak, and what impacted them over the course of their life for them to commit such a horrendous act. And also how they viewed the world, and how in a lot of ways they did not really initially view themselves as the bad guys, and almost they viewed themselves more as the victims. And how they kind of continued to justify their acts until the very end. This book is so fascinating to explore the mentality of people relating to crime, either the people that were impacted by the events of it or the actual criminals themselves. So if you're interested in true crime, like you really enjoy true crime podcasts now, which is a huge genre, or of all the documentaries that come out, that genre exists in large parts in Cold Blood. So if you've never read In Cold Blood, I highly recommend you check this book out. It is so well written. It does such an amazing job exploring this crime and how it impacted everybody involved. It is an amazing work, which it has to be for basically to completely launch a genre on its own. So if you haven't before, or maybe you haven't read it in a while like I had it, I strongly encourage you to either read it for the first time or reread it again to rediscover what a masterpiece In Cold Blood by Truman Capote is. So let me know in the comment section below, what is your favorite work in the true crime genre? It can be book, podcast, documentary, whatever. Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this review, please hit the like button. If you have yet, please subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate the support. Thanks for watching. I'll see you the next time, and happy reading.